Hello, peace and blessings. This is Jovhannah, the Spiritual Love Healer, and today I'm going to be doing a review and walkthrough of the Dreamscape Oracle deck. Now, some of you, if you use tarot, this deck might look familiar. It's created by Hughes, who is also the artist and creator of the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck. Both of these decks are just very beautiful. They have this very gentle kind of, but direct energy to them. And when I used this Oracle deck last night, I was just absolutely amazed and impressed because one of my favorite cards showed up, and it was the fawn, which is a baby deer. And, oh, look, and there it is on the bottom. Very sacred to me. So let's have a look. I think this is a, hold on. This is a 32 card Oracle deck, and it is made to either pair with the Ethereal Visions Tarot deck, or of course you can use it alone. I love that they have this gold foil on the cards that gives it that reflective quality. Very nice touch. I like shiny things. And inside the book, there's information on each of the cards, so it gives you some additional guidance and insight into each card. And they're kind of built around archetypes and using the theme of dreams being portals and what these messengers, what these guides have to tell you from your dreams. So I really enjoyed that too. On the back of the card, it's very beautiful. I like that there's this matte finish. They're very flexible. They shuffle very easily because of kind of that matte finish. And then it does have the gold foil on it that is so pretty, so pretty. So I'll kind of go through the cards with you. They're not in order because, like I said, I've been using the deck and just getting familiar with it. So this is the light. We have the spring, which is so beautiful. Look at that. Like, just, I mean, come on. These are very nice quality. I like the artwork. There's this, I don't even know how to describe it. It's very subtle, but also powerful. There's like a lot of flow in the artwork of these decks, which gives it like this softness that I think is just really beautiful. And I love the tones and the colors. Oh, that's the night. The silky. And it's colorful without being like, bow. It's like a nice, muted, soft palette. There's the crone. We have memory. The gift. The scales. Oh, I love this. That reminds me of Libra, justice. Look at the reflections. And I like too, there's a bit of diversity in the deck. Here's the horn. The gate. The prophet. White buffalo. And I love this card because white buffalo calf woman is a Native American archetype or goddess healer, and she is in another tarot deck that I have. So I really like that she showed up here too. The happy eagle. Death mother. Oh, that's interesting. Death mother. The octopus. Rabbit and fox. Balance. The white owl. The serpent. The shadow. Palomino. The fish. the silence. Oh, guardian. That's beautiful. Sun bear. Look at those colors. You can tell I love the shiny stuff. And then we have sea turtle, which is another beautiful animal archetype. Tiger. Elephant. Luna moth. The seer. We have the architect. And then fawn again, which I showed you earlier. So I really like this deck. I think it's beautiful. So inside the guide, it talks about the card. So the archetype that's on the card, this is the fish. So it kind of talks about the fish and what it represents in Japanese mythology, and then meanings from the card. I like that it's not heavy on meanings because it allows for you to really use your intuition, to lean in on what it might mean when you see the light. Like what does this tell you? What comes forward from this card in relation to what it is that you need? Versus, you know, just looking through the book and seeing, okay, what does it say? What does it say? So I really like that it's not a heavy on descriptions in the book. I'm trying to see if there's any other. Oh, so that's beautiful. So here it's about the goddess of the day. That's the light. Inside of the book, it talks about the booklet itself with the information on the cards. And I love that they've put in here, we've taken care and intention to honor the culture for every archetype represented on this deck. Many stories come from fairy tales or mythology which inspired our childhood. So each description gives some background into the culture it came from and how you can use the oracle's information to gain insight into your own life. So that's kind of really awesome. I like that. In the back of the book, you will find a couple of spreads that you can work with. Also, how to perform your readings as well. So it talks about, you know, you can use the meanings in the booklet or just rely on your intuition. So I really love this oracle deck. I think it is perfect. In that, you know, some oracle decks have lots of cards, and just looking at the selection in this deck, and I want to kind of go through them to like understand more about the archetypes and the mythologies and everything. I really love the Luna moth. I've seen one of these in real life and took a picture of it, and it was just absolutely this big, beautiful green moth, and they only come out around, I think it's around the full moon or something like that. You don't see them until around the moon cycle, which is why they're called Luna moths, which relates to lunar, which is the moon. So another beautiful, beautiful connection in this deck. So like I said, this is the Dreamscape Oracle deck by Matt Hughes of Ethereal Visions. I will leave the information in the description box if you are interested in finding out more about this amazing deck. I'm actually going to be using it to finish up a reading tonight. I like pulling a theme for certain spreads. So like for the full moon, I would shuffle the deck and then pull a card to see what the theme for that spread would be, like what I would need to focus on overall, and then kind of customize the questions for that. So the shadow came up, so I would be exploring shadow work and what things in the night are coming up or need to be illuminated, things like that. So I really enjoy this deck, and let me show you really quick what the Ethereal Visions deck looks like. This is actually, I think there are 2 additional cards in this deck. So there are 80 cards instead. I forget what the additional cards were. I know one was the Well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I can't think of the other, but this is what the cards look like. from the Ethereal Visions Tarot deck. So it still has that same beautiful artwork and then the gold foil. And then if you kind of put it with the Oracle deck, you can see how beautifully they just go together. So yeah, and this deck is actually really good quality as well. It's kind of the same matte finish, but the back of the cards here are a little more glossier, but they shuffle well. They're a larger card, I guess, for my hands, but they work well. I think in comparison, the Oracle deck is just a little smaller. So you can kind of see the difference there. But they do pair very well together, and I love the artwork on these cards, and will definitely be using them a lot more to get connected with them in my work and to just have fun with them. So I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I feel like there was another deck that I had that I wanted to, oh, it was the Halloween Oracle. We'll talk about that later. But so I hope that you enjoyed taking a peek inside of the Dreamscape Oracle deck with me. Again, all of the information about the deck creator, where you can find it, will be in the description box. I will see you again soon. Peace.